Welcome, welcome, welcome to this special edition of Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham. Very excited about our conversation today. It is one that hits home, is near and dear to my heart, as I know many of you feel similarly about today's topic. Black Wall Street Today enjoys the privilege of being your hub for all things media, business, research, analytics, networking, and development for the benefit of our community. And so when I think about this topic, specifically mental health, what it looks like in 2026, the growth of the helping field, I'm delighted to have an expert who is joining us. Clarvette Williams is a licensed professional counselor here in the state of Virginia. Welcome to the show, Clarvette. How are you?
Thank you. I am fine.
Thought I said the wrong last name. I had to look real
Like,
quick.
wait.
Yes, no, thank you so much for being here, seriously. And thank you for the work that you are doing, the profound impact that you are having. So, as I was prepping for this show today, I started to think about how we've gotten to the place where therapy has gained acceptance to an extent
Yeah.
in the Black community. What take us through just what you've observed with families, with our community, um, going from the point where it's like somebody crazy to, yeah, actually, I see a therapist every week and I'm good with it, and you need to see one too.
hmm
Yeah,
Yes,
what would you say about that trajectory?
I definitely would say that we have grown exponentially because I think some of the big mamas, has kind of left. And I think part of our culture has always been what happens in the house stays in the house mentality. And as time has progressed, we understood that what stayed in the house has caused us to kind of self harm ourselves to some
Yes.
point. So as time has progressed, we have um, kind of emerged into this culture where it's necessary because we see a lot more of suicidality in the community. And these things that we always thought are labeled as being crazy or, stay a little slow, whatever it was that
Mhm.
those characteristics that were given to us then, those stigmas that was given to us then,
Yeah.
it's kind of worn off because like, okay, what do I do about this? Because it's accepted now, not just in our culture, but in every culture, it has become an accepted thing that, okay, counseling is something that will help you. It's not something that's going to hold you back.
Mm,
And I believe we came into this space where everybody wanted their own freedom and they learned independence and their individuality, and that they did not have to be the person everybody told them that they were.
mm,
We didn't have to stay in the house. We didn't have to be Big Mama anymore. That culture is kind of gone. Big
mhm,
Mama taking care of everything, and we go lay it on her, and she takes care of it and handle
mhm,
it. And even as women, as a culture, I think we also learned that those stigmas that we have grown up in of being the strong person, being a strong woman, or the guys and our men learning that they have to suck it up and take it all on the chin, and they learn that that is harming them, you
yeah,
know. And
100%.
yeah.
100%.
hmm
Wow. So many thoughts went through my head as you were saying all of that. I'm thinking about the big mamas in my life. I'm thinking about just, my household. And, um, I can hear my mother saying, hey, look, don't you be out here telling our business.
Don't
You know
embarrass
what I mean?
me.
Don't embarrass me.
Don't
And don't over, So
all of that.
my follow-on question is about social media, right? So I feel like you have these two forces, both the helping field and therapy and social media kind of coming online and gaining popularity at the same time. Do you think there's a relationship or that there was a relationship between being able to share any and everything you wanted to share online and now feeling open and free enough to be able to go to a therapist and unpack and unload? What do you think?
Wow, that's a loaded question because I think that for those who aren't in therapy, they have used social media as that.
Hmm.
But the caveat to that is that when you use social media to just blare out everything that you want to say, then you gather all these opinions from people that are not professionals,
That part.
um, or you gain access to all these individuals who want to be professionals,
Mm,
and they just become a social media expert because now they have all these followers. So now what they have said become the gospel. Oh, well, she says this, and this person would say, I need to do this and this and that. But you don't know what that person or where that person is on their own healing journey. And so
yes.
those who just kind of go to social media for that outlet also take in a lot of stuff that they don't need to,
Mm,
versus going to seek the help. And so
yeah.
if they go seek the help, then you get an individual perspective. But those that on social media is a very broad spectrum of what they're talking about. It's not from a clinical aspect, it's from personal experiences.
Yeah.
And then there's a take of coaches versus therapists
Hmm.
thing, right?
Hmm.
I know that's like a big
Cultures. Wait a minute.
coaches,
Coaches.
coaches,
Oh, oh,
coaches
oh, oh.
versus therapists.
Yeah, because anybody can be a coach.
Anybody could be a
I can take a
coach.
class.
Tyrone over there on the corner could be a coach. You
Hmm.
don't even have to take a class if you don't want to.
You could just call yourself a
If you
coach.
call yourself a coach, you're
You're
a
a coach.
coach.
Got it.
But the thing about that, the coaches versus a therapist is that as therapists, we are bound by ethical guidelines, we are bound by boards, and
Hmm.
so we have guidelines,
Hmm.
and we also have clinical knowledge
Hmm.
of the things that are going on. Versus a coach, they're talking to you from a personal perspective.
Hmm.
They're giving you what they know,
Right. It's
but
all about their lived experience, and
it's
that's the only frame of reference that they
that's
have.
all they have. That's all
Wow.
they have. That is all.
Yeah.
So that plays a big part in that social media part, versus actually going to get help.
Yeah.
Going to get help is necessary. And I
Hmm.
find that a lot of people, once they actually sit down on my sofa,
Hmm.
they learn so much about themselves.
And that's important.
Absolutely.
I want to kind of use that to segue. I want to ask you a question specifically about what therapy is and what it's not. Because I know that there are still, even with, it gaining wide acceptance, maybe folks still aren't clear about what it really means, like what that therapeutic experience is supposed to be, um, versus what it ain't.
Let's start with what it ain't.
All right, let's go there.
It does not mean that you're crazy.
Okay.
It does not mean that something is severely wrong with you. It means that you finally identify that you do need to talk to somebody,
Hmm.
that you
Hmm.
don't have the answers, because if we had the answers, we would have solved it already,
Hmm.
right? But what it is you taking care of yourself. Therapy is self-care. It's not about getting your nails, hair done, buying your outfit. That's maintenance. Self-care means that you have identified that there's something deeper on the inside of you that needs to be addressed,
Yeah.
and that you're willing now to take accountability for those parts of you that needs the healing, that needs the freedom of becoming, to no longer have that cycle in your life. Like, okay, I'm choosing to be the person that breaks the cycle in my family.
Yeah.
I'm choosing to be different from what I have been and what I've experienced. I'm choosing to decide and understand why I have chosen to go down some of the paths that I have. And maybe I need an outside perspective. Maybe I need someone outside of my friends and my family who's going to be biased in their discussion with me, because some of them are going to take my side, some of
Mhm.
them may not, or maybe they're just going to tell me, girl, you shouldn't do that, right?
Right.
Or boy, you shouldn't do that. But a therapist is there to be a lending ear. We're not there to tell you what to do, but we are there to help you gain insight.
Mm.
Sometimes I think for therapy, a lot of people may shy away from it because the one thing about therapy is it's definitely going to allow you to identify your truth.
Hmm.
And your
Hmm.
truth hurts.
Mm.
Your truth hurts when you have to sit in front of yourself and hear your words.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Yeah.
no one's going to give you back what you said.
Mm.
And I think that's the part of therapy that is that light bulb that comes on, and it's like, oh my God, I
Yeah.
never heard that before.
Hmm.
Because I am the same person that you're talking to right now in therapy session. I'm like, girl, listen.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's talk about
like
it.
what make that make sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Wait, you said what?
Yeah, like, you heard what you said.
In response. Oh. Okay.
So
Let's want you to say it again.
did you hear? Because I heard it. Now I'm
Yeah.
going to bring it back to you and make sure you heard it. Because this
Yeah.
is what you said. Like, no, I didn't. Yeah,
Mhm.
you just
Mhm.
said.
You said.
You said. So I'm going to give it back to you just like you give it
Yeah.
to me. But I think that is what therapy is. Therapy is identifying yourself.
Mhm.
It's not about anybody else. It's not about the kids. It's not about the husband or wife. It's about you.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. So what is your kind of therapeutic approach then? Because I know, therapists may do it differently. They may start with a genogram. They may start like, how do you go in when you're first getting to know somebody? Because they have a reason that they're coming in, right? But
Mhm.
we know it's connected to all the different things. So
Yeah.
how do you begin that relationship? How do you build that rapport with the individual? That means that okay, this is a safe environment. Like, what's your
Like I said, I'm me, right? I'm not sitting there stuffy and like, oh my God, tell me how you feel. No, girl, what? Tell me about what happened
Mhm,
today.
mhm.
I'm gonna be your girlfriend, but I'm gonna be the girlfriend that sits back and say, hey, that's not doesn't make sense.
And many of us don't have that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so
We are girlfriends, but they're not
they're not your
girlfriend.
girl. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
your girl could be like, girl, that's not even okay.
Yeah.
Like, no,
Yeah.
that's we're not gonna do that. Not in
Mhm.
this season. Like that's not our season
Mhm.
that we're settling for these type of behaviors anymore. This is a new thing. And
Right.
so when I build
Right.
rapport with my clients, I allow them to bring me into their space.
Okay. Okay.
Right? Because it's for them. It's not about me in any aspect. I mean, whatever makes them comfortable. Sometimes we might even listen to music if it's like a space where they may be uncomfortable. Hey, what's your song? Like, what do you
Mm.
listen
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
when you're feeling down? Well, let me pull it up. Let me listen to it. Let's vibe for a second.
Helping them to relax a bit. I think that's
Yeah.
important.
I don't jump right into trying to fix anything. There may be a couple of sessions down the road.
Gotcha.
But when you're ready to open up, then you open up.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's just simple. Sometimes it's just about writing down what you're here for.
Yeah.
It's something about the way our mind connects when we write, because there's a lot of processes that happen in between you thinking a thought, picking up a pencil, the pencil connecting with the paper, and you actually feeling every stroke of those words. And so I tend to have them write it down. Like, let's just sit and let's just do, like, I call it a brick wall. So I draw out a brick wall and I have them write in each one of those bricks all the things that you want to talk about, everything that you feel needs to be discussed or worked on, and we write it all out. Take your time, you're not in a hurry,
Mm.
you got time.
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
slow it down and I'll allow them to even process the idea of being in therapy.
I love that. So tell me about the balance then, um, between I got all this stuff going on. I got 45 minutes with you. And I got limited financial resources to really get the help that I need. Like, what's the Venn diagram that ensures that I can actually manage to get enough support um, to keep me from harming myself and harming other people?
I think that's a big question. I
It's
think
a
it's
huge question
awesome
because I'm like,
because
I think about the copies, and it's like, oh, I really need to be doing this 2 or 3 times a week because I got a lot going on. I feel like I asked you a loaded question earlier about the growth of the helping field. I actually believe that things are getting progressively worse with humans, and that they actually need more help now than they needed then. I actually believe that. So I'm like,
I mean,
okay,
they definitely do, but I think the one thing they have to understand is that it's available,
okay,
right?
okay,
So just the same way that you would go to a medical doctor without hesitation,
hmm,
right?
hmm,
My stomach hurts, I'm
hmm,
going to doctor.
hmm,
Period.
hmm.
The same thing applies, right? We take insurances the same way we take the medical people take insurances,
Okay, okay.
so don't allow that to be something to hinder you. Oh, I can't pay for it. Yes, you can. If you
Mm,
have insurance, it can be paid for. If you have a copay, you have to have your mindset around, okay, if I
prioritizing that,
prioritize it. If you can go
mhm,
get your nails done or you can go buy an outfit, that
whatever
was
it
your
is.
copay. So are you putting your mental health as a priority the same way that you would for your medical needs?
Mhm.
Because the same, and they both work together. A
Mm.
lot of times the medical needs are just subsidiaries of our mental,
Yeah, the
right?
physical
The physical and the
is a
mental, they work
projection of
together. They work together. So a lot of times if you are stressed out, your stomach gonna hurt, your head is gonna hurt, you have tension in your neck and your
say
back.
that.
You have all of that, but you haven't identified it mentally because you have been conditioned that medically we need something.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't been able to sit down and sit with ourselves and see, okay, what have I been going through this week?
Mhm.
What could possibly be bothering me? Do I just
Mhm.
need to sit down somewhere and rest?
Mhm.
Right. But we automatically, I gotta go to the doctor.
Mhm.
But we never say, you know what, I can go talk to somebody.
Mhm.
That is the
Mhm.
balance of you choosing what needs to be done and getting out of the way that we've been conditioned to care for ourselves
Yeah.
and do it
Good
differently.
conversation. If you just joined, wow. It's Black Wall Street today with Blair Durham, having a great conversation with licensed professional counselor Clarvette Williams. We're talking about the necessity of caring for our mental health. I'm going to ask you, because I could go on with this. This is
Me
amazing.
too.
This is unscripted. I got no notes, no outline. I know what I need to ask you. My question is, okay, how do I know I need therapy? When do I like what's the okay? You need to go ahead and do that. Because when I get a headache, okay, I know it might be time for Excedrin, or it might be time for me to drink some water, or it might be time for me to lay down. You know?
Right.
How do I know from a mental health perspective that it's time?
Why is that not just a part of your self-care regimen?
So with okay, y'all heard it. What I hear you saying is we all need it.
Absolutely. Even if it's just to vent to an unbiased individual. Okay.
You're saying we all need it.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely.
So it ain't
I'm a
about
therapist. I love going to my therapist. I was like, let me tell you what happened, child. It's a lot.
my day, my week,
Well,
my
let me tell you
month,
about my
my
week
year.
that someone that understands what I'm talking about, you know, and even in those aspects, you still learn stuff about yourself. And so maybe sometimes it's just about you self-reflecting. Like, what do I want to know about myself? Why do I
Getting
think
that
the way
clarity.
that why do I think the way that I think? It's not even always about this crisis that automatically popped up and I need something to take care of.
Okay.
No, I need to go sit down and figure out what's happening in my life. Why am I not progressing the way I want to progress in my life? You know, why am I not able to set goals? Why, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
The things that you know in the back of your mind you need to talk about, and you know that you haven't. The things that you haven't spoken to your friends about because it's just way too deep. And you want to hold that and put it in your closet in that box and leave it there. Those, you know, you know, it's just about you choosing you over everything else.
Wow. Amazing. Thank you for that insight because I think that people still think that therapy is a thing that those people do, or some people do, or it's needed at this time, but it's not generally needed.
It's needed.
But just like, you know, we take care of ourselves physically on a daily basis, we need to be taking care of ourselves mentally. It's that important.
It is. Especially, I'm just gonna say for us women, you know, when we start to feel stressed or we need an outlet, the first thing we do, oh, I need to get my nails done. I need to get my hair done.
Which is
I need to
not
go to the spa.
for us mentally
No.
or emotionally.
No.
Yeah.
Or just sit still. Like the hardest thing for a lot of people to do is just to sit in silence. Because that's the moment that you have to sit with yourself. And a lot of times we're just so busy being busy doing nothing that it's just a distraction so that we don't have to hear our thoughts.
Right.
And we don't have to feel our feelings.
Right.
We just keep moving. And I think that is the thing that causes us to be burned out and stressed out and just tired, and things are just not going the way we want them to because we haven't sat down and even thought about what do I need?
Yeah.
What do I need and how can I give it to myself? It's always about we're always looking for that outside validation of what someone else can give us or what their job can give us or what more money can bring to us, but we haven't set out to ask why do we need those things? What are we going to do with them? What are we avoiding? That's the question we never ask.
Yeah. So with that said, then what really is the goal setting kind of process that therapy helps us with? Because it seems like it could encompass material items, but it seems like it's much more underlying than that, or it could be a little of both. What is that process? Is that something that you help your clients to define and identify, or are they coming with the goals? Like how to help us?
It depends. Sometimes, you know, someone may come in like, you know what, I just need to talk. Okay. And we start there. And then as we just talking and vibing, I'm like, oh, so you hear these patterns, you know, right? So we start talking about things that may come up for them, patterns that may have happened in their childhood, something that's happened or relationship wise, or, you know, I start with the goals that they give. But as we progress, we find out that those goals are very surface, right? And there's other reasons why you have not obtained those goals.
Gotcha.
So we get to that, you know.
So does every therapeutic relationship require a quote unquote treatment plan?
Well, yeah.
Is that like by law, by
That's by law. They definitely need a treatment plan. It's
okay,
kind of like we have to have a vision, right, of where
got
we're
it.
going. If
Hmm.
we don't have one, we'll never get it.
Hmm.
So we do identify those goals for that reason. However, we get to those goals, the totally different,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Because we may set a goal to say, hey, I want to, you know, I want to be happy. That's that goal. Everybody, I want to be happy, and so we identify what do they even look like, and so the goals to getting happy become a goal themselves because you have to identify a mindset to become happy and understand what that even looks like. So the goals just change over and over. They don't stay the same at
Hmm.
all. They just start somewhere.
Mm,
Yeah.
man, I'm kind of feeling inspired, you know.
Oh man.
Because life is a series of challenges. It
Yeah.
is just either you in one now, you just came out of one, you're on your way in one, right?
Yes.
Into a challenge. And so
Mhm.
um that sounding board, that level of support, that objectivity, um, I just think it's so important. So
It is.
kudos
It
to
is.
you. And children can benefit, the
Listen,
elderly can benefit, couples can benefit,
please.
dogs can benefit. Okay.
You know what?
But right, we all
Hey,
benefit from therapy. Um,
everybody,
yeah.
everybody. Because sometimes it starts out with just maybe a mom.
Hmm.
Then that mom becomes the couple
Hmm.
in therapy, and then the couple like, you know what, my kids that they could
Hmm.
use this too. Then
So
it
do you
becomes a
work with
whole
groups of
family.
therapy? Do you
Yeah,
provide that type of
I
therapy?
work with
Okay.
children, I work with families, couples,
Mhm.
everybody, military. So I have all of my staff, they all have their own special niches. And so we kind of work with everybody to get them what they need.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at that. So you've been in the helping field for how long?
I've been over 10 years, over
Okay.
10 years. And
Okay.
every time I say that, I'm like, oh my
That's
gosh,
crazy,
that's
right?
bananas.
I was at the 10-year mark too, and it's like,
Yeah,
it's
over
crazy.
10 years, but I've been in private practice. It'll be 6 years in March.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What are some of your goals with it? Where you go from here?
Well, constantly expanding for sure.
Hmm.
I currently have a group practice now and wanted to expand more into the community, more
Hmm.
public speaking,
Hmm.
and those things, community stabilization. So we're
Hmm.
starting open access in March, on
Okay.
March 9th, where individuals can walk in for therapy just on Mondays and Thursdays from 9 to 1. And so that gives
Nice.
them immediate access because sometimes you just maybe sit at home like, you know what, I'm just having a horrible day.
Hmm.
I need to talk to somebody. So, it gives them the ability to walk in, have access to a therapist, and then we can
I
schedule
feel
from
like
there.
that's so innovative.
Oh, thank
Just
you.
like you could walk into an emergency room,
Hmm.
you could walk into a therapeutic practice and talk with somebody licensed.
Absolutely.
That's incredible.
Yeah. And so
Yeah,
we
would
also
love to
have,
help you to share that out because that's
oh,
incredible.
please do. Please
Hmm.
do. Because, like I said, we're just starting it on March 9th, and I am just expecting great things from it
Hmm.
because it's definitely needed. It's definitely needed, especially for the at home moms and things that, they're home during the day and they need an outlet too. Everybody needs an outlet. So just being able to walk in, I think is going to be a great expansion part of the business. And then there's just so much more to come from that. It's so much to do in the mental health field, and you just have to take your time and build it out. Because there's a lot of individuals out here doing mental health, but my goal has always been to do it properly
Hmm.
and effectively.
Hmm.
I actually supervise. I'm a clinical supervisor as well, and so all my staff are interns, and I've always wanted to make sure that I created a facility where they had a safe space and also provide efficient supervision.
Hmm.
Because that's building up the next generation of therapists,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
so teaching them to be themselves and their own therapists, and I enjoy every minute of it. I do.
Yeah.
I love them.
Oh,
I love my
well, we
stuff.
certainly can feel your heart and your passion for what it is that you do. And that's what it takes.
Mhm.
Not everybody has that degree of passion that's in
Right.
the field. I don't know why they got into it.
And I know you know why.
Why they stayed in it, but it's like, man, it takes that heart. And
Yeah,
so
that
just
makes a
appreciate the
difference.
care for
Thank you.
sure. Anything else that you want to share as we wrap up?
Um, I just want to share that that everyone should make sure they put themselves first.
Hmm.
You cannot be anything to anybody, your kids, your family, your relationship, your coworkers. You can't be anything to anyone if you haven't filled your own cup. You
Yeah.
really can't pour from your
It's
own.
kind of cliche, but
It's true.
oh, it's so
It's
true.
true. You
Yes,
have
that cup
nothing
got to
to.
be full every day.
Yeah, right. Your
Yeah.
cup should be full every day, and you should be giving from the overflow of that cup. If you have to tilt your cup at any moment to pour out what you don't have, then you're
Mm,
already doing too much. So you
mhm.
should be able to, put a cup next to yours, and the overflow goes into that cup that you can give to them. But the key to that is you being able to say, "No, I don't have it.
Mhm,
I don't have it to give. I can't today." That's okay, and that no is a powerful word,
mm,
and that's self care, being
mhm,
able to say no. But definitely do not um, overlook the idea of therapy. It
mm,
is essential for you to become. I've seen so many individuals on social media this come in 2026. Oh, I'm becoming this year, and
mhm,
I'm finding myself and everything. But sometimes it's hard to find yourself with yourself.
mhm.
Because you're gonna look at the same person, you're gonna answer the same questions the same way you've been answering them, and nothing's changed. So getting it out, getting some other perspective that's not
Yeah,
biased. It's okay. You're not crazy. You're actually very healthy because you're putting yourself first.
yeah.
So yeah, and definitely, look at Release Wellness.
Release wellness.
Release
I love that.
Wellness is the name of our practice. You can look at our website is releaseyourwellness.com. We have several clinicians there
Do you
from
provide virtual
internships.
care? 'Cause I
We
know
do.
that folks are listening all over the country, all
Yeah,
over the world. Okay,
absolutely. We do virtual and in person.
okay,
Yeah. And we're right on Cannon Boulevard in Newport News.
okay. All
Yeah.
right, I love it. Open access
Yeah.
coming soon.
Absolutely. March
Yes,
9th.
that is
Walk
exciting.
in. Bring your people. Come on March 9th from 9 to 1 at 11828 Cannon Boulevard, Suite H in Newport News. And we'll be looking for whomever comes and we'll help you however we can. If we
That's
can't,
beautiful.
we'll refer you to someone who can.
Mm, yeah,
There's
that's
plenty, it's plenty to share, okay?
right.
There's
Yeah,
plenty,
yeah. Well, that's
plenty.
a good point you raised. I know you have a group of trusted providers in your network that
Yes.
share the same philosophy. So
Mhm.
yeah,
And
that's
we take
awesome.
all major insurances. So don't allow that to be a hindrance. Like you don't have insurance. So we also take cash pay clients. So there's access.
Mm-hmm.
There's access. There's no reason to like I can't.
So for anybody that's willing,
Yeah,
therapy is available.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, Corvette, I want to thank you so much again for your time. Appreciate you
Thank you.
being here and sharing with us today. This is phenomenal work. And I want to thank you all for listening, being the best part of Black Wall Street today, where we are building minds and building connections and forging that path ahead toward business success in the Black community. We'll be talking soon.